Hi there, I'm Dr. Chris Elsden. I'm a Chancellor's Fellow in Service Design at the Institute for Design Informatics, where I'm a co-investigator on the Decade project. And I want to share with you some of the work we're doing at Edinburgh around designing public interaction and ownership with NFTs. So as design researchers, what we're really interested in doing is designing thought-provoking real-world interactions with upstream decentralized technologies that help us understand, critique, and reflect upon the implications and futures that these technologies might bring into being. Today, what I'm going to share with you is a work in progress of our first project to unpack and explore the design of interactions and ownership with NFTs. I just want to start with a disclaimer, which is to say that from an academic research perspective, it is just really challenging to engage with such a fast-moving technology application area, which is subject to incredible hype, quite a lot of fraud, and quite a lot of vitriol. Of course, as academics, our aim is not just to chase the latest craze, but to consider the longer term and broader implications of NFTs as a broader design space. And we're also very much still in the process of undertaking ethical and legal reviews of this research, which challenges many of the common assumptions we might have about how people participate in research. But with all that in mind, our really fundamental research interest here is to explore the extent to which NFTs offer us novel forms of payment, rights, ownerships of creative work, especially in the context of generative art and digital media. And we really want to find ways to talk to the wider public about these issues. So to do this, we are designing an interactive NFT minting experience via the City Screens, which are 7 large street-facing projectors in Edinburgh at the InSpace Gallery, which sits just beneath our studio. Here, any passers-by with a mobile phone will be able to create, mint and display their first generative artwork and NFTs. Let me talk you through how this could work. So, via a camera looking out into the street, passers-by will all be able to create a unique piece of generative art by presenting a colour in front of the camera. This will feed into the artwork and generate unique particular patterns representing this colour. Once they're happy with the piece they've created, we'll give them a code and we'll onboard them to create or connect a wallet to the Tezos blockchain. And what this will allow each participant to do is to mint their unique artwork that they've just created as an NFT. And of course, this in itself is a really interesting area of user research. Wallets and their design is a really open question. They remain quite difficult for people to use and to understand, especially if you don't understand the fundamentals of how the crypto space operates. But then, of course, the question is, then what? They own an NFT. They've got a digital token. They see it represented on screen. But what could or should this all mean? And ultimately, how does representing ownership as a digital token shift the kinds of relationships people might have with creative work? And so what we're interested in is what kinds of ownership NFTs might uniquely support. So does ownership simply mean being able to sell it, or being able to start a collection, or to display the work, or indeed remove it from public view via our gallery? Perhaps it could allow forms of contracting, mediating the use of this media in original ways. Ultimately, we want to understand how participants experience ownership of creative assets in a novel way through NFTs. And so the final thought I'll leave you with is, what would you want to do with your City Screen NFT? If you'd create a piece of art in this unique place in Edinburgh, how would an NFT shape the experience and your relationship with this work? Thanks very much for your time. And look forward to hearing more from you in the future.